तमेवं शरणं गच्छ सर्वभावेन भारत तत्प्रसादात् परां शान्तिं स्थानं प्राप्यसि शाश्वतम्. Up to this we have seen, and interestingly, Lord Krishna summarized Karma Yoga, let us say, it would be 3 times. So in 18th chapter being the summary, with this verse, Lord Krishna had already summarized Karma Yoga 3 times. I hope you remember. Or else the whole teaching will go other way around. Why? The first was presented Karma Yoga little differently. So it was presented as Sattvic Sannyasa. I hope you remember, okay? Long back. And of course, after discussing this thing, then Jnana Yoga, then Karma Yoga. So 41 to 49, again he tried to bring Karma Yoga. So where he brought mainly that your effort. Then he understood, no, it is not complete. Then again he summarized from 56 till this last 62, where he brought Sharanagati. So that was a complete package. And of course, in between he has summarized 2 times Jnana Yoga. So 18th chapter being the summary, in summary, so he is summarizing again and again. Can you see this beauty of this? Now, after doing this summarization again and again, whether it is Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga 3 times, Jnana Yoga 2 times, from verse number 13 to 17 and 50 to 55. Now, Lord Krishna started looking at, look, I also need to summarize the entire Bhagavad Gita. It's a very careful way of teaching. This is only out of, sheer compassion, nothing else. If the compassion is not there, the teacher need not summarize. But people think, I notice also with people, when we remind one thing 2 times differently, so people get angry, agitated. Swami, do you think that I am a child or what? Why are you reminding me again and again? You told me once, I understand. Why are you reminding me? So that means nothing enters in you. Look how Lord Krishna does the teaching. Do you know? Tries to summarize again and again to make sure something is entering. This is one of the most important verse. 2-3 verses we'll be seeing, but this is, let us read verse number 63. Iti te jnanam akhyātam guhyataram maya vimrushaitat asheshena yathechesi tatha kuru. This yatha ichhasi tatha kuru is a very popular misquoted verse. So yatha ichhasi tatha kuru means, only that line everybody quotes. The essence of Bhagavad Gita is to give you freedom. After teaching, Lord Krishna said, yatha ichhasi tatha kuru, as you wish, that you may do. As you like, that you do. But The previous line nobody says. That etat asesena vimrushya. So you need to analyze. Having analyzed completely, asheshena, do whatever you wish. Just look at your life. I'll come to the verse. Because this verse is a dangerous verse. Whenever you do anything, all the time you do as you like. Do you listen to anybody? Be honest. I don't think so. Only whatever is convenient. Then, we have a beautiful saying. Everybody does that, don't worry. If your parents are alive, suppose you don't want to do. Actually, I want to do, but my father is not allowing. And who is the fellow saying? Who is already 60-year-old. Who himself is grandfather, okay? So, poor father who is 85-year-old, blame goes on him. Like I also do, not that I don't do. If I don't want to commit something, I'll say, look, let me talk to my trustees. You understand? So each one has got their own way of handling situation. So in short, you do what you like. But that's not healthy. But here Lord Krishna says, hey, yatha ichhasi tatha karu. As you like, that you do. Don't you think that this teaching is contradicting itself? No. First of all, if you see, he says, iti te jnanam akyatam guhyat guhyataram maya. So iti das means he is summarizing. So that means he reminds you to remember second chapter verse number 11. Asuchanyanya suchastam pragyavadasya bhasase gatasun agatasusya na anusochanti panditaha ityartha. So from there teaching started till now you have to remember iti. So he concludes, not only that, you need to really iti jnanam, thus this knowledge, the whole teaching, and which is called guhyataram, will be seen in details. So guhyataram means more secret than guhyat. So this is more secret than secret or any other secret. So how do you say, if this is, more secret, then what do you mean other things that are secret? If you observe any mantra vidya, so all mantra vidya comes under guhyam. So they are secret. That's why when any initiation is being given, so that mantra, even though it's a popular mantra, we make it very clear, let it continue secretly. Because that is how the tradition is. Not like one fellow came to India spending a lot of money, then finally the Guru gave a mantra in opposite side of the bank of river, and those days he came with helicopter landed. Then the teacher said, it is guhyat, guhyataram iti. It is secret, most secret. And that fellow, after all the initiation, he thought of coming to Rishikesh to see. The moment he came and he heard all this mantra, whatever he was being initiated as secret, was played in the loudspeaker. And he went crazy. He said, is this way? And in fact he told that this Guru cheated me. You understand? This is called the thinking how is wrong of a student. Means the fellow was not a student at all. How? So mantra vidya is secret because it gives mainly that material benefit. And of course, if you know God's grace is there, Guru's grace is there, then that can give you spiritual benefit too. That's why if you observe, people go crazy to get initiated in Sri Vidya. Why they go crazy to get initiated into Sri Vidya? Because they know Sri Vidya gives comfort. So here he highlights all other mantras. Any mantra vidya is secret, whereas this knowledge is more secret because it teaches about me, myself. Number one. And he says, look, all these things being this not teaching that I have done so far, being more secret. And I have talked to you, akyatam. So I have given you, I have imparted you, I have handed over to you. And this by me, te maya. So akyatam te maya. So this has been imparted by me to you. Now what you need to do, vimrushya etat asheshena. Asheshena means completely, not randomly, not according to your wish, not according to your convenient. Asheshena, completely. Vimrushya etat, having analyzed in details, you can say, then kuru, do, tatha yatha ichhasi, do that as you like. So when we look at this, please understand, one has to be very careful in this regard, that Lord Krishna gives a tips how to decide things in life. Because the purpose of teaching is to make you independent. It is not the job of the teacher to make you dependent. So also the purpose of parents also is to make their children independent. So giving freedom or making others independent means allowing the person to use free will. And as you know, when you have to use your free will, you use very less. Most of the time, either you misuse or abuse. So when the possibilities of abusing and misusing are more than using, then what will happen? Whoever gives you freedom will feel suffocated, because you suffer, other fellow gets hurt. That's why we say to give you freedom, other person must have maturity. That's why Puja Swamiji used to highlight this point. To the extent you give freedom to others, to that extent you are a free person. Because one need to have maturity to give freedom. But the problem in many of us is that we have dependence on depending. So when a person has dependence on depending on others, that people are depending on me, like parents especially, they enjoy when the child is depending on them. And when the same child gets married, does not talk to them, talks to wife, then what happens? The mother who was loving the son too much, for mother there was nothing, only child. Now same mother goes crazy against that daughter-in-law. Does it happen or not? Because there is no maturity. The person has not grown up. That's why we say, even if including teachers, they cannot give freedom to their students unless they have that sort of maturity. So now here Lord Krishna does not have this problem at all. So as a teacher, hey look, I don't have any issue. You may be personally related to me, and who are you? So you are my cousin brother. Not only cousin brother, you are also married to my sister. Now you are my student. So in spite of that, don't worry. I am least bothered. I don't have this issue at all. You decide and pay for it. Remember this. He's going to talk later on, don't worry. Because any decision follows with consequences. Most of the time what you do, you decide, look at, just be honest with yourself. And today you take a time break, spend little time. Whatever decision you have made, did you analyze everything completely, elaborately, or you analyze the way you wanted? Whatever hurt you, whatever excited you, this is amore amara. Love. Okay? What is love? That excites you, makes you to decide to love. That frustrates you, decides you to allow others to go away. I love you, I allow you. Amore amara. So that means there is no complete analysis. Why we make a person managing post, put a managing post, the one who is supposed to analyze everything in details. Why? You look at a judge. A judge is supposed to analyze everything in details. So that means in any decision making process, you cannot decide in keeping with your likes and dislikes, your fancies, your sense of guilt or hurt, nor even your suffocation. Because if you decide in keeping with all these angles, not completely in one angles, definitely you are misusing or abusing. That's why we say sometimes when you use your free will, we call thoughtful mistake, thoughtless mistake. When this thoughtful mistake happens, this is more painful. I'll tell you, in our childhood, we have gone through. When we were learning to drive the cycle, riding the cycle, the fellow who is uncle, because uncle is always uncle, okay, don't worry, will say, hey look, there is a pillar, you should not hit. And the road will be 7 to 8 meters. The pillar is somewhere in the corner, okay? Then what you do? I should not hit. I should not hit. I should not hit. Finally, what happens? Tongue. So that is called a thoughtful mistake. Not that you are not thinking, not that you are not aware of the consequences, but still you do. Same thing also entering somebody's house. Suppose there is a low ceiling, or enter into the gufa, cave. They'll warn you, hey, be careful, don't, watch your head. Finally what happens? Wrong place, out of your habit, you will wake up. Stand, taka. So these are called thoughtful mistakes. Thoughtless mistake, you know, I don't want to talk. So that means free will is mostly abused and misused. Very rarely is used. But here teaching highlights, you are human being. You are not a donkey, not a dog. You are not obedient. I don't want your obedience. But be a human being. Take responsibility that you are a human being. But what you do, whenever, remember this is the trick, whenever you abuse or misuse your free will, later on you will start complaining, murmuring. The consequence of your decision makes you to complain about others, about nothing, grahas, all the planets, 4 planets, prarabdha. Or you murmur, this life is waste, I don't know what to do. So that means you are abusing and misusing your free will. And here very clearly Lord Krishna highlights that you need to analyze every bit of it. Be a human being. Because this faculty, thinking faculty, is being given to you. And why should I decide for you? If you don't have thinking faculty, yes. A dog cannot decide sometimes to go out, because nowadays dog also well trained. When to go out, they will make a noise, okay? But at least they will not understand whether it's your place or others' place, okay? They go out of their habit. And if you don't like your neighbor, that dog will also go to neighbor, okay, to do whatever wrong things. Joke apart. That's why we don't advise. There is no uniform spiritual advice. Remember this. This 10 commandment will not work in life. It's not that it is not required, it is required. It is exactly like if you have, headache, you can go for ibuprofen, you can go for aspirin, whatever tablets you have. But remember, there could be hundreds of reasons for your headache. It's not that only through the aspirin or ibuprofen your headache will go away. Not necessarily. In spite of aspirin or brufen, let us say, if your headache does not go away, that means there are different problems. So also each individual is unique. Being unique, what happens? Definitely advice has to be different. There is no unique spiritual advice, general spiritual advice. And moreover, when Lord Krishna highlights, look, I have given enough of teaching. And we have been watching this teaching few years already. And after that, if you ask, Swamiji, what should I do? What I should say? Yathechasi tatha kuru. But asheshena etat vimrushya. Okay? Analyze everything in details. Not what is convenient, not what is suitable to you. Even if you want to fight with somebody to decide, please, before fighting, decide everything in details. Continuing. Sarvagruhyatamam svūya srunome paramam vachah istvasi me drudhamiti tato bhakshyami te hitam. As usual, this is called teacher. After giving complete freedom, the teacher understands, Lord Krishna understands, this fellow is going to make a mess. So what he says? Puyaha again. Shrunu, listen. To whom? Me paramam vachaha. My supreme words, my ultimate words. So I am giving you ultimum, okay? Be careful. Now listening to this thing, you can say, look, definitely Lord Krishna has some problem, like any other person. Maybe he also has, as we discussed now, that wanting to be wanted is a samsara. Okay? Wanting to be wanted is samsara. That is called bondage. If you have a desire that people should like me, people should talk to me, people should do this, people should give me importance, whether your child, your wife, partner, this, that. So what is the relationship? Recently, some group were there. So I was talking to them. So the person later on says, actually I don't want to relate, but I feel important in front of him because he makes me to feel important. That's why I am in a relationship. I was shocked. And the lady tells me proudly, what a disaster logic. What a dangerous logic. Not that only her, okay, look at yourself, okay. All your relationship that you are in, is it not based on this? As long as you feel important, some way or other, that long you relate. The moment you don't feel importance, then what happens? You get dropped. First you get dropped from the class also, okay? Swamiji is scolding too much. So you want people to give you importance for what? However, wanting to be wanted is a bondage, is a samsara. Now Lord Krishna must be in the same category. Again he is saying, hey, listen to me. And not like that. He gives the point. Listen to me. Why? Sarva guhyatamam, the most secret of all. Why? Iti asi drudham ishtame. Because since you are very dear to me. Why you are dear to me? Because prapannam, he had said earlier, Sisyasteham sadhimam tvam prapannam. I have already taken refuge in me. I have surrendered to you. Teach me. So because you have taken refuge in me, that's why tataha, therefore, vakshami, aham vakshami, hitam te. Now I shall tell what is good for you. Again, Lord Krishna brings back the teaching. Because I understood this fellow will not be able to, what? Analyze in details. Again, will analyze partially. And moreover, when you cannot analyze details, what you do generally? So you go to a person who is close to you, who will support you. Do you do that or not? Whenever there is a conflict in any thing in your life, whether it is personally or professionally, how do you take decision? When you cannot take decision, you go to that person who is going to support your decision. Does it happen or not? You never go to a person who is going to challenge you, who is going to make you to see where you are wrong, why you are going wrong. So always you will go to that person who has to support you, and you will present in such a way, victimize yourself, do this, do that, so that you are being supported. And if you don't find anybody, go to a psychologist. I remember we used to do it, not that I have not done. Consciously I have done. What we do? When we want to punish, not decide, okay? When we want to punish our mother, we used to go to our grandmother and victimize ourselves. Then you will see the grandmother's role, okay? Now here worst part is, when you want to decide, for decision you go to a psychologist. A psychologist cannot decide for you. It's a wrong attempt. No psychologist can help you to decide anything in your life. In fact, they will damage your thinking process. It's so unhealthy to go to a psychologist for thinking, for decision. Yes. That means all the psychology is wrong. Psychologists are wrong? Not necessarily. You have to understand, when you are under so much pressure, they help you to pacify your sense of hurt. And when your sense of hurt is being pacified, then you have strength to look at, to decide. Can you see this point? They play a major role, not that they don't play. They make sure that the sense of hurt is being healed. That's why many sessions they take. Not for decision, but to heal your sense of hurt. And once your sense of hurt is being healed, it is who should decide? It is you have to decide. You understand the point? And that is what is being talked here. And of course, Lord Krishna is not going to keep quiet. He is going to talk further, that especially 2 more verses. Again he is going to summarize the Bhagavad Gita. Again, verse number 65, 66. These are the most important verses, both. 65 highlights Karma Yoga and 66 highlights Jnana Yoga. We will see later on. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.